You're oh. Hi guys, welcome to Go Off Sis, and we're on video right now.
Yay!
I can't believe it.
I know
This
you
is
can
exciting.
see our faces.
Yeah. We didn't know we were going to be on video today. Cassidy did.
Yeah, I know. It was a little surprise.
I like to keep everyone on their toes.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm glad I look cute today.
I was thinking
Right.
the same thing.
I know, I thought that
Man.
too.
Goodbye.
No, me and Lexi kind of match with our grays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that when you walked in.
Mhm.
But actually it does all kind of
Yeah,
complement.
you guys definitely match.
It all kind of
too.
goes.
It
Yeah.
goes.
Jeans.
We always do this and we never plan it.
Yeah.
We're just queens.
It's just telepathy.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's echolocation, you know what I mean?
Oh my
Uh-huh.
gosh, Cassidy, that is
Yeah.
not what echolocation means.
It's like when we all sync on our periods. Red
That's
tooth.
true. What did you just call it?
Red tooth, like Bluetooth. Like, like red
Did you
tooth.
just make that up?
Yeah, I've made it up approximately like 8 months ago, but
I
it's
like
funny.
that.
Red tooth.
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, thanks. I actually came up with it at work one time.
Yeah, that
So.
actually is really funny.
Thanks.
Okay.
I have my moments. So.
Yeah.
I have something to share with the podcast. Hold on, I have to pull it up. You guys can talk
Oh,
while I
this is
wait.
good.
This is some tea.
yeah,
man.
it is some tea.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
wait.
Lexi, you
Hold
got
on.
anything in your life going on? I can share an update too.
We're living in a blizzard.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much my life update.
Yeah, that actually was mine.
Oh,
That I almost died on the way here.
Yeah,
Yeah, multiple times.
there's so much snow.
No.
yeah, there's so much snow. Like, oh my gosh, this is kind of cute. Okay, so there's like so much snow, probably like 2 feet. And our little dog Rico, I like took him out the other day, and I wanted to obviously set him on top of like all the snow, and I was kind of hoping he'd fall in because I thought it'd be funny. But like I set him on the snow, and he didn't even fall in. He's that light.
Yeah,
How much does he weigh?
7 pounds, and he was just walking on top of the snow, and it was adorable because he didn't fall in.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
He's a skinny king.
He
Mom,
is.
Mom made this the cutest snowman on
It's
her
so
deck.
small.
It's like it's like a foot tall, and it's so cute.
It's so
Yeah.
cute.
And it's like looking into the house. It looks like it wants to like come inside. And,
yeah,
like, eat
it looks
dinner
like
with
it
you.
emerged from the snow.
Yeah.
It's like, let me in.
Yeah.
really cute.
Like Olaf just emerged.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually.
No, literally.
Okay.
I have one update then, Cass, yours.
Okay. Yeah.
This is apparently controversial, but Cassidy and I went and saw Mean Girls on
yeah.
Saturday with our friends. It was like a really fun little, kind of like a baby sprinkle. It's one of our best friends, second baby.
Sprinkle.
So like she's had
I've
a
never
shower
heard that
already,
before.
and we just wanted to like have
Oh.
so instead of a shower sprinkle, just like a fun thing that we
Ah.
did. We had our moms come, but so to end our sprinkle, we decided we would go see a fun like girls movie. We went and saw Mean Girls. People online really are hating on this movie.
yeah.
Like it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It was fine. I'm probably not going to see it. Again.
Okay, if you don't ever want to see it again, it's
No,
bad.
it's not that I don't ever want to see it again. I just think there's other movies that I'm going to go watch, but like it was a fun experience
Okay.
with your
so like a 6. Like 1 through 10, 6. 5?
5, 6. But like when you're with your
if someone tells
when
me a
you're with
movie's
like
a 5, I'm not going.
no, but when you're with like your best like girl, like your girls,
Mhm.
like it was a fun movie
Yeah.
to see.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like the environment made it better. So it
Yeah.
was actually
Yeah.
probably a 4.
No.
No.
The
It was
nostalgia was fun. Like
Conrad was the guy.
Yeah,
or
that's the only dub. And Renee Rapp.
oh, she slayed.
Yeah, I do
Oh.
have a little bit of beef with the casting. Number one, I didn't like who they cast for Katie. I
Mhm.
was not into her. She she just didn't. I feel like she
The way
didn't have
she's trying to say this so nice.
she didn't have the glow up I wanted her to have.
Yeah.
I kind of agree. The glow up wasn't like it. She did have it in the movie, but it still didn't seem real.
Yeah.
Whereas when Lindsay Lohan had her glow up,
Yeah, she was a completely different woman, and
No,
we were
literally.
like, "Oh, she's Regina."
Yes.
Yeah, that there was never that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like one of the high points of the movie.
Yeah.
No,
I haven't
seriously.
seen it. I didn't go to this sprinkle. But I don't know. I don't love the idea of like remaking a movie that's not that old and
Well-
like not really changing anything about it except the fact that it's a musical.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. It was a remake, but it was more an adaptation of the Broadway musical. Like
Okay.
they
Yeah.
took what was on Broadway and put it in a movie, as opposed to remaking.
I guess
Yeah.
it's just like we already
Yeah.
have the movie, and now we have Broadway edition. Now we have Broadway edition movie style. It's just like let's
Yeah.
make a new story.
Yeah, get your heads together and think of something new.
instead of trying to just make money.
Yeah. I saw a side by side on TikTok of the song that Katie sings when she sends that Valentine's gram. Like there's like a specific song on Broadway, and they played like the Broadway song, and then they played the movie version. They brought it down like multiple octaves, and like it just was very clear that like the vocals and kind of like the passion just like was not there. And I was like, okay, this is kind of making sense why people are like just not into this movie, period.
Yeah. Maybe that's what was lacking, like the passion, like the emotional range of Katie.
Yeah. And
You
no,
know?
honestly, she felt very monotone and just like
Yeah.
robotic almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
I don't
Poor
know.
Katie.
Poor Katie Heron. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's mine. Let me just turn up my volume. Sorry. Let me turn up my volume.
Would you be upset if like someone else in the family had that necklace too? Like if someone went and bought it? Yeah. Oh. Dang. It's really
Okay. So do you guys remember 2 episodes ago, we talked about my Chanel necklace that I got for Christmas. And Danielle asked, would you be upset if someone got that necklace? And I said yes. Did you guys all hear that? Okay.
I witnessed it
Okay. So
in person.
let me ask Danielle, who is in the room with us, why did you go buy my Chanel necklace?
Because I live in a different city and I don't wear it when I'm here. I wore it. Look at what am I wearing right now? No Chanel. I
Right.
thought about putting it on and I was like, oh, I'm going to be in Grand Rapids today. I told Cassidy if I bought this necklace, I won't wear it around her.
Yeah. Okay, but did you just completely ignore me saying that?
I did.
I didn't
Here's
want
my
you
problem.
to buy it.
Here's my problem, internet.
Oh.
I have a sister that likes to bully a little bit.
Bully?
You do sometimes.
How was I bullying you, Danielle? I told you I didn't want you to buy the necklace that I bought.
I love that necklace.
Well, actually, I didn't buy it. It was a gift.
It brought me joy.
Which makes it even worse.
It brought me joy.
Okay.
And I don't wear
Brought
it
you
around
joy
you.
while bringing someone else not joy.
Whatever.
So I just want everyone to know Danielle went and bought the Chanel necklace that
And I got it half
for
off.
Christmas.
But I heard that you did it sneakily.
Mm-hmm.
No, I knew you were going to find out. I just didn't want to cause a scene.
Okay.
So hiding it doesn't cause a scene.
What do you mean?
I'm just searching for maybe like, I don't know, an apology. The world is waiting, Danielle.
Apology.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, okay.
That's all I got.
I thought you were going to be like, I'm sorry for having the best necklace ever. Like, I thought you were going to do something like that.
I'm sorry that the necklace is really cute and it looked really good on you. And I was like, I want that. And I feel like,
That's true. It is flattery.
no, literally, I was like, that looks so good on her. We're sisters. I can imagine how it would look on me.
Mhm.
And
It's kind of like me with
I would
my
like to say
hair.
I kind of started in the family. Yeah. I started the
Oh.
designer, like people
Oh,
liking designer things.
please.
So
Cassidy.
you're the first person to ever buy designer things.
I was
In
in
the
our
world?
family. No.
You started that trend.
Goodbye. No. In our family, I was the one that started getting like I was really into designer stuff, like Chanel. I always wanted Louis Vuitton. I still don't have one.
I've
But-
never been into designer stuff.
Yeah.
So that's true, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's like I like that kind of stuff.
No
and
way.
I won't wear it around
So
you.
honestly,
And I used
you
to
took
be-
it from
How
her.
did this get turned around on me? Did you guys not hear the evidence? Did you not hear?
I just think it's funny because I'm finally not involved in the drama. I can just instigate. It's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, that's literally all I have to say. I'm not like actually mad about it, but it's just funny.
No, it is kind
It
of
is
funny.
kind of
to
funny
dig it
that she
up.
has like actual like
Proof.
audio of like her saying not to do it, and then literally like 3 days later you did it, and then hid it from her.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Well,
Okay, so I'm glad
I am
we
not
hashed that
perfect.
out.
I am a human.
We know it's okay. Okay, we're gonna read Reddit stories today on the podcast, guys.
I am predicting that this is my favorite episode.
Oh,
I'm
hands
just
down.
gonna predict it. I spent way too long looking for these stories.
It kind of was hard to find stories that like
Yeah.
were actually ones I hadn't heard that were good. I don't know.
Oh, ones you hadn't heard. I
I've-
hadn't heard any of
I
these
heard
things
a lot
looking
of these.
them up.
Yeah. But also I listen to a lot of podcasts that read crazy stories.
Okay.
So maybe some of the ones you chose, maybe I've heard, but I'll just act like I haven't.
I just heard you sip that. in your microphone.
Yeah, Lexi's
Can you
disgusting.
please?
She's being a rat today.
This is like the 5th time that she's done that today.
It's
and she
rodent
knows
behavior.
it's rodent behavior.
Okay, listen. I was trying to be super quiet, but it's at like the end of the smoothie, you know?
You know you can do
So
this.
it was okay.
You're one to talk, Danielle.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
You hold your mic 5 feet away from you. No, you're getting better. You're getting better. Oh, there she goes. Okay. So, do you guys want me to start with my stories? Or just one? I'll just read
We
one
should just
story.
go every other.
Okay, I'll
so
start.
you start, then Lexi goes,
Okay.
then I'll go.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so I tried to pick stories that were like coincidences, maybe, or just like that I would read them. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Okay. So.
Oh, wow. She had a theme. I was just looking for the good stories.
I'm excited.
Okay.
This is my raw reaction.
3 to 4 years ago, I was living in this bigger European city for some years now. There's about 2 million people that live here. I went with a girl to a pub, and since all the tables were full, we sat at the bar. There was this older guy sitting next to me, 50-ish, white hair, smoking a cigar, who kind of distracted me because he reminded me of my uncle. Now mind, my uncle was living in the US for around 25 years already. He didn't look like that dude, nor did he act too similar. That bar guy just had some gestures that reminded me of him, mixed with a look of like a distant relative, kind of. So this girl that I was with goes to the toilet. I think this person's British, because who says toilet?
Wouldn't
British
it be
people.
Lou?
No, they say the toilet. Like when you're in
Yeah.
London, the signs say toilet. They
Toilet.
don't say restrooms.
So the girl I was with goes to the toilet, and I can't hold back anymore. And I look at this dude in his eyes, and I tell him that he reminds me of my uncle. He jokingly asks, what's his name? And I tell him, and I also tell him, well, he lives in the US and works in this field industry, whatever. And then the guy looks stunned and tells me the names of my whole entire family. Turns out he was the flatmate of my uncle 30 years ago for about half a year. That was definitely one of the weirdest experiences I've ever had.
Wait, what?
Isn't that
But he
crazy?
thought he looked like him too?
He said he just had similar gestures.
So they like knew each other so well that they acted
They
the
started
same.
to act like each other. After, I think he said just like a couple months, they lived with each other.
That makes so much sense though, because I have friends that sometimes they do things and I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm looking at myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole story?
Yeah, that's it.
Lexi's so unimpressed.
Isn't that crazy? I
I
don't know.
I thought it was gonna be like, I don't know. It was good.
Okay, don't judge the stories that I chose. I will say I have heard like the crazy stories, like the ones that had like tens of thousands of like likes or
Right.
responds underneath them. Like I just didn't pick
Yeah.
those. Try to pick
Mhm.
new, fresh ones.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Okay,
I
I'm
hadn't-
sorry.
I
No,
hadn't-
it was good. I just like I don't know. I thought he would be like a murderer or something. I don't know.
Oh, not everything ends in murder.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mm.
Lexi saw Saltburn.
Yeah, I know she did. She told me at church. She told me she saw Saltburn.
Hey, I don't think it was like at church. Like praise the Lord. I saw Saltburn, by the way. Yeah, it was just like weird. I would never watch it again.
Yeah.
And it was boring. It was only good for the last like 10 minutes, and it was only good because they finally explained what the whole freaking movie was about.
So what's
The whole movie, I was so confused.
What's the hype behind why people even want to see it in the
I
first place?
honestly don't know. Jacob Elordi probably because he's
Okay.
hot.
Lordy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a D in there.
Whoops.
Lordy.
Yeah. I think people at this point are seeing it just because of like all of the talk around it. You know?
Yeah. And
But-
it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't as crazy as I thought it would be. Like,
What?
like,
Really?
okay, yeah, there were weird scenes. Like whoever wrote that movie needs help. But like, I don't know. It was just like, I was just like, you could have done this. Like, I feel like it could have been like a 20-minute episode and they made it like a 3-hour movie.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Don't you hate that?
Yeah,
Ugh.
like I definitely fell asleep at least like 3 times. And I woke up at the end. I was like, no way, that's crazy. And then that was really it. And I was like, oh, I'd never watch that again.
Wait, to go back to Mean Girls, did we say that we had girls that walked out of the theater while we were there and
No.
literally were saying as they were walking out, this movie sucks?
Yeah, it was so weird. There was like I don't know, like a group of them. There was a mom and then like 4 17-year-old girls, and they all were wearing sweatshirts that said "That's so fetch."
Yeah.
So they were like super fans
Yeah.
of the movie.
I want that sweatshirt.
And halfway through the movie, I don't remember what part it was, but they literally all stood up and they kept going in and out the whole movie. It was so annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they all just got up and left, and they whispered to Rachel, our friend Rachel, and they were like, "This movie sucks." And they just left the theater.
It's like,
It was
okay,
so
first
weird.
of all, we're staying and watching the movie, so maybe don't say that to us. We're literally enjoying our time.
Yeah,
I was offended.
I was offended.
Yeah.
And
Anyway.
like, don't try
yeah.
and ruin our experience.
Yeah.
You don't know why we're there.
Literally.
Yeah. It
Anyway,
made me mad.
Yeah.
Anyways, I have another story.
Wait, isn't it Lexi's?
Oh, is it Lexi's?
You said
Yeah.
she-
The
Sorry,
heck?
my bad. My bad. Okay, go ahead. Read. Oh, okay. Then you're
I'm
doing
doing
the odd.
even or
Oh,
odd?
no. Danielle, you go.
I'll go because I'm doing odd numbers. Lexi and I are sharing a Google Doc.
Sharing is hard for us, if you can't tell.
Okay. This one is, you said you listened to a lot of Reddit stories, so I don't know if you've heard this one because
Oh,
I
I'm
actually
shocked.
I actually found the ones that had like a lot of likes. So okay.
Of course.
I didn't know. Okay. I labeled all of these. This one is called The Partying Husband. Okay. So, my husband has been going through a big career life change and has been going out more than ever before. I want to support him every time that he wants to do something social, but with a toddler and a current high-risk pregnancy, I have limitations. Because of that, our marriage has been strained for a while. Back in May, he went out to dinner, which turned into a bar, and then that turned into a night out where he didn't get home until 4:30 in the morning. Please note, even when we were younger and child-free, he didn't stay out this late. I woke up to an empty bed and was shocked to find that he wasn't home at 4 a.m. I called him and I told him he needed to come back home now. He didn't argue and came back, but when he got home, my insecurities took over and I asked to look at his phone. I saw that he had followed a gorgeous woman on Instagram and she followed him back. Have you heard this story?
No, but my how did she know that he followed that?
You can go to like followed latest
Oh, okay.
and see who you
Yeah.
followed. Most
Or like
recently.
back in the old days, you just went on Safari.
Oh, did not know that.
Lexi knows. If you ever
What
need
can I
something,
say?
Lexi knows.
Yeah.
Okay. I started asking if this is who he was with until 4 a.m. He said that he had met her earlier in the night and they talked for a while as friends because she just moved to our city after getting a divorce. I told him to block her because I'm uncomfortable with this new friendship. He refused, calling me crazy because it was innocent and that he can have female friends. I responded saying that I may be crazy and hormonal. I am 5 months pregnant and insecure, but I am not okay with this. And I took his phone and blocked her from his Instagram. He slept in the guest room that night. I thought that was the end of it. Until 3 months later, after another similar fight, I got a feeling to look at his phone again, and I found out that he had unblocked her and refollowed her. I looked at their messages and saw that he had responded to her story with a fire emoji. I confronted him while crying and saying that it makes me feel insecure and hurts my feelings, but he's twisted it into me not trusting him and being controlling of his friendships. There's a lot of problems in our marriage right now, but this feels like the straw that will break the camel's back because he won't apologize for doing something he knew would just hurt my feelings. I feel like making his wife feel confident and secure while she's pregnant is more important than a random girl that he met on a night out, but he's insisting that I'm crazy and I shouldn't be angry about this. Do I have the right to be mad?
Yeah, divorce him.
Like, isn't that crazy? Have you heard that?
It's not even
No.
crazy. That's just cheating. Just end it.
It's rude.
Yeah.
rude. It's what's that word? Adultery.
Yeah, it's horrible.
He's literally gaslighting her.
Yeah.
It's being like,
And
this is
she's
because-
pregnant.
Yeah. So that one is probably the most probably sad of all the stories that I had. I wanted to start on a low note so it keeps going up. But
Thanks for the consideration.
that one, I was getting real fired up reading that story.
Yeah. I am pissed for her.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the first sign is going out by himself. Like, why do you need to do that?
Yeah.
And like, if he's never done that before, isn't there a thing with like when girls are pregnant that's like the most often guys cheat when the girl's pregnant?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought I heard that somewhere because
That's
it's like
horrible.
because it's like a really hard time
Yeah.
and like I don't know, girls are just physically feel, like insecure and all that. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. So
Mhm. Dang.
wild.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Lex.
Sorry, I don't mean to be on my phone. That reminded me of one of my friends. Like, she has a crazy story like that, and I want to tell it, but it's kind of personal. So I just texted her and was like, can I tell this? And, like, not say her name. Because, like, I want to, but, like, it, you know, not my business to tell.
Right.
She's typing, so we'll see. I texted her, and I said, oh, she just said I can't. Okay, so here's the tea.
Dang.
I was like, I won't say her names because I texted her and I said, I'm recording for the pod and this Reddit story is just like you and blank's crazy story. She said, let me on the pod. Let me tell the world.
Wait, we should get her on the pod. Should we?
I feel like Lexi should tell the story, and then if there's any follow-up, we could get her on the
Yeah,
pod.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
That would be fun.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, if there's
Or
any
like a part 2
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
If there's a part 2, we'll have her on.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm-
Lexi's typing.
She said she wants it to be accurate, so I got to lock in and try to remember every detail.
Oh my. Maybe we should like just follow up with her.
I'll just basically tell the like moral of it.
Okay.
So she was dating this guy when they were in high school, okay? And he was basically a cheater, like moral of the story. And they would fall asleep every night together on the phone. Like, so she knew that he was always like going to bed with her, whatever. They'd be like, night. So one night she goes to sleep. He says he's going to sleep, whatever. She's on the phone. She wakes up at like 4 a.m. to her phone, and it's like suspect unconscious. And it's like suspect like you know, like he's like obviously passed out in his car drunk, and it's like yeah, and like she can hear the cops and so she like is like, oh my gosh, like he got in an accident, is he okay, like what's happening? She checks his location, and it's like 2 hours from where he lives. And it's like near, like they were kind of like long distance. It's where she lived, but he wasn't going to like see her, you know?
Like he was in her town.
Yes, but didn't tell her.
Didn't tell her
He was in her town. And she like hears this. And so she's like freaking out. She like calls her mom really upset. It's like 4 a.m. She's like, oh my gosh, like I think he's hurt. Like I don't know what's happening, whatever. And so then she's texting all his friends, like, what happened? I don't even care. Just tell me, like, all of this. He was basically at a party and I guess drove drunk and like passed out on the side of the road. So he gets arrested. And so she like calls his dad and she's like, hey, like your son is in jail here, like all of this stuff. I just heard him get arrested, like all of this. And then this is where it's like so crazy. He like calls her from jail. So he gets one phone call and he calls her. They're in high school, okay? So it's like, why don't you call your parents? He calls her and he's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I should have told you. Like, I'm in jail. Like, they want to beat me up. Like, all this stuff. And she's like, you should have called your father, and hangs up.
Good for her.
Yeah. And so then she like calls his dad and is like, hey, like, he's in jail. Like, this is where he's at. Like, whatever. And basically, yeah. So it just reminded me of that because like she found out through like being on the phone, like he was like obviously not being loyal, cheating, lying, all this stuff. And then he has this one phone call and calls her. And then she's like, don't ever talk to me again. Like, you're never talking to me again. You should have called your parents. And just hangs up the phone. And then like and then he got out of jail and like she was like still texting his friends for like info. And he'd been out of jail for 2 hours and he didn't even text her.
Oh my gosh.
And then she was like, yeah,
Wow.
and they were done. I know.
That's horrible.
I hope that was accurate, but I left some stuff out because I couldn't remember, but I'm pretty sure that was like the moral
that's
of it.
crazy.
That's crazy. When she told me that, I was literally like, I know. She's so good at doing it too. And she always tells us like the story. She's like, there's no weapons in the vehicle, like alcohol and like she doesn't. I'm like, oh my gosh, you should be a police officer. How do you do that? But yeah. So
That's crazy.
I know.
Wow.
She should write her own Reddit stories, honestly.
should write a
Actually,
book.
she should.
I
All
would
right.
read that book.
I would, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Number 2, Lex.
Now number 2, an actual.
This one's short.
She's
I'm responding her back. To her, sorry.
Okay.
Number 2. Okay. The lying kid. Dun dun dun. I lied to my parents about hearing voices as a kid. Genuinely, I don't know why I did this. The lie got super involved. I ended up seeing a neurologist and getting brain scans, but weirdly, they did find unusual brain activity in a place that makes complete sense for auditory hallucinations. Once I went on meds, I pretended I was cured, and my future scans seemed to back that up. I'm still so confused about this. Like, they can't make up an EEG reading. I've never hallucinated in my life. So what are the odds of me making this stuff up? It's actually showing up in a scan. It's been 20 years, and it still keeps me up at night.
Oh,
I love that story.
what in the world? It's like I was lying, but then my brain scans told me I was actually like it matched up.
Isn't that crazy?
You know, the brain scan said, "I got you. Don't worry, I got you."
Yeah, it was like you actually were hallucinating, you dumb idiot. So here's a scan for you to know.
Like, what makes you want to make up hallucinations?
Oh my gosh! And then once you're in that lie, you really have to run with it. Like there's no going back from saying, "Mom, there's a lady in my room." Like you have to keep rolling with that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're telling me you never lied as a kid, like made stuff up, and then you're like,
Tell us what you lie
Lexi,
about.
did you lie about the girl in the chair?
no, don't even try to say I lied about that.
That you just said.
No, that was real. I saw a
Okay.
ghost when I was a child.
Looks right into the camera.
Yeah, because I'm not lying. It was scary.
I just wanted to confirm.
And I saw her twice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still freaked out by that. So
I know.
Yeah.
Should I
Yeah.
tell it? mean, I have
Let's
to.
Let's save it for our spooky story episode.
So we're just
What?
gonna leave him on a
Okay.
cliffhanger.
Just tell it real quick.
It's
fine.
really not that big of a
Alright.
story. So basically, I still get leg cramps, like kind of weird. I should probably go to the doctor. But
That's how she starts.
yeah, because okay, so I'm laying in bed at night, you know. I'm like probably like 6, 7. I have no sense of time. I don't have a phone. So I like know I go to bed early, okay, like compared to my parents. So I'm asleep and I wake up because my leg hurts. I'm like, oh, like I want some ibuprofen, as a young kid wants, you know. So I'm like, oh, I'll just run downstairs because mom and dad are probably up. I don't know what time it is. No one is up, okay? Like everyone's in bed. So I like run down the hallway and I get to the stairs. And on our landing was like, first of all, this is creepy as heck to begin with. Like I don't know why mom thought this was a decoration, but like was just like a chair, okay?
It was like a bench, like an antique bench thing. It had like a chair, but then there was like a side table.
Yeah,
attached
weird.
To it.
Like there's
Yeah.
probably a spirit attached to it because she like died there or something.
Yeah, actually.
Probably.
And
Yeah.
so I'm like running and then I just stop at the landing because I see this young girl in a white dress, ginger with like a whole bunch of freckles on her face. Like I can literally still picture her. And I'm literally just like, and then she was like, come play with me. Like, why don't you ever play with me, Lexi? And I literally was like, oh, heck to the no, I'm not playing with you. Go back into the desk. And so I run back to my bed and I hop under the covers and I'm literally just like sobbing under the covers. And I like, I'm so afraid to move. And then like, I don't move. And then I guess at some point I like went unconscious and fell asleep. And then I woke up in the morning and told mom and dad and that was really it. But I saw her twice. I woke up in the night again. And she was sitting there again. And that was it. Never
Oh
saw
my
her again.
gosh.
It's horrifying.
Yeah.
It's really
horrifying.
scary.
Yeah.
Or I might have ran into their room and told them.
Well, and
I
it's
don't really remember.
I remember when you told mom and dad because you were so little, we knew you weren't lying because like why would you make that up?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the fact that you were so specific about it, it was like, no, Lexi, like I actually saw this.
yeah.
It was freaky.
Yeah.
I had a hard time sleeping.
Well, yeah. No, I thought that house was haunted.
Yeah.
The
I
room
did
that
too.
I was in, I swear, was haunted. Like I never slept in that house, so I was terrified.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, I'll tell my story now. When I was 19, okay, this is not me, this is a story, okay? When I was 19, I would deliver drugs for a friend of mine. She clarifies.
I know. She was like, let me just give a little.
I would deliver drugs for a friend of mine. One of the guys I delivered weed to worked at the local zoo. One day we decided to smoke up in somewhat of a hidden area behind the indoor penguin enclosure. After we finished, we went inside to find the penguins acting very weird. Turns out we were smoking right next to the air intake for the penguin enclosure, and that was the day I accidentally hotboxed some penguins.
Oh my gosh. Those penguins are probably like, hey.
That should be a felony.
I'm sure you're not allowed to.
You're definitely not allowed to, but the penguins probably had fun.
Yeah.
Lexi loves penguins.
I love penguins. It's my favorite animal.
Yeah.
Dang.
She got like 5 penguin presents this year for Christmas.
Yeah, I really did. It's still at my age.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was
That was good.
that was a good one.
Thanks.
I didn't see that in my Reddit search.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
I told you I went niche, you know?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's good. Okay, mine is called the Angry Shoveler, which actually this really applies to what's happening outside right now. Okay, it was a cold winter day. 8 inches of snow had fallen the night before, and the wind chill made it feel as if it were in the negatives. I drive an all-wheel drive SUV, so I had no issues getting out. My wife, on the other hand, drives a Prius, which slides with the smallest amount of moisture on the road. My car
Man.
was down at the time, so we had to take my wife's car. I spent 45 minutes in the freezing cold shoveling that car out so that we could get to the store. We were gone for an hour, and when we came back, our neighbor had taken the spot I had shoveled. Our apartment complex doesn't have assigned parking, but in the winter, it's kind of understood that if you shovel a spot, it's yours,
Yeah.
which makes sense to me.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah, and so someone took his spot. I would be so mad. I spent all that time. So when I saw his car in the spot that I had just shoveled, I was pretty mad. I went inside and filled 2-gallon jugs of water, went back out and poured them on his windshield. Rinse and repeat. I must have poured about 10 gallons of water on his car. So much
way.
anger. Being how cold it was already freezing by the time that I had poured the last gallon on. It sat like that overnight. The next morning, I got to watch as he helplessly tried to scrape all of these layers of ice off of his windshield. Don't take my parking spot.
Oh my gosh.
That's maniacal.
maniacal. That's
I've
a good
never
word.
heard that
Thank you.
word.
I've never
Really?
heard it either.
No.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
expanding your vocabulary.
It's been in my vocabulary since I was like 4. What do you
Dang,
mean?
maniacal.
You give the vibe, like, you know that Friends episode where like Joey, like they get him like word of the day toilet paper. Like, yeah, I feel like every day you would like look up like word of the day and then like try to use it.
Try to
No.
incorporate it into
Yeah.
her words. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny, Lexi.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for comparing me to Joey, the dumbest guy on the show.
He
It's
also
fine.
carried the show.
That's
He was
true.
so
He did,
good.
yeah.
And he's hot, so.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's hilarious.
Isn't that so funny?
I just kind of picture it turning into like a big ice cube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it's just
And I love the visual of him like sitting inside his apartment watching as this guy is just scraping off
Yeah.
all the ice.
that's so
So
funny.
funny.
Okay,
All
it's
right,
my
Lexi.
turn.
Yeah.
Okay. This one has a little bit of like weird wording in it apparently. So I'm just reading it exactly how it is.
Number 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yesterday was my sister's birthday. This didn't happen today, yada yada. I was waking up from a dead night shift worker-induced sleep when my teenage sister wandered into my room to proudly boast of her garden treasures. Look what Mom gave me, said my poor sister, unaware of what was about to happen as she placed a pretty little golden ring with her birthstone into my palm. Now, I cannot stress enough that what happened next took nothing more than a split second. I looked at that ring in my hand, and I just got this image of me throwing back my head and swallowing the whole thing like a Looney Tune. My primate brain said, funny joke. So I did it. I think it was the next split second when I saw the horror in my sister's eyes and felt the ring slide past my gullet that I realized what a horrible mistake I had made. So my little sister runs screaming from my room, and I hobbled out as well, head bowed in repentance and eyes brimming with shame as I admitted that I, a 20-year-old grown woman, had swallowed my little sister's ring. No.
Girl?
I know, this is giving man. I was for sure thought this was a big brother. No, I didn't know why I did it. Yes, I am an idiot. No one was amused and everyone was very mad, which is very understandable. So brief intermission from my sister's birthday as I make a quick excursion to the ER, where my story is once again not found funny by anyone and is met with either stern disapproval or a remarkable sense of passivity. Like you could see in their eyes that they had seen endless stuff, and to them, I was just a simple drop in the ocean of human stupidity. They took a couple x-rays, and I hung out in the ER for about 8 hours before they broke the news that I was going to live, much to my mother's chagrin. Chagrin? Who knows?
I don't know.
It's probably chagrin.
Chagrin.
Dang, Cassidy with the words again.
I know. And to go home and wait for nature to take its course. I shot that ring out this morning. Happy birthday, sis. Love ya. That's what it
That
says.
is like the definition of what is it called? Having those impulsive thoughts.
Yeah, like letting your intrusive thoughts
Intrusive
Yes.
thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Intrusive thoughts.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Especially swallowing something. Like when you see something really small, you're like, I wonder what this tastes like.
Yeah.
win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? She probably was crying, the little sister. Like, she was like, look how pretty this ring is I just got for my birthday. Like, just swallows.
Oh my gosh. She's probably scarred.
That reminds
Yeah.
me of our cousin David, who's been on the pod before. Because once I like showed him a piece of paper, like I don't even know what it was, and he literally just took it, crumpled it up, and put it in his mouth. And I
I've seen
literally
him
was
eat
like,
multiple pieces of paper.
yeah, and I was literally just standing there, and I was like, why did you do that? And it's like he literally just like put it in his mouth.
I've done that before. Eating a piece of paper that you just like put it in your mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Because sometimes I think it's
have
funny.
never.
Oh.
I have seen you do it too, actually, now that I think about it,
Yeah.
as a joke.
Yeah. I just think it's kind of funny.
You do
Yeah.
look like
It's
you'd
just
munch on some paper.
Okay. You look like you'd munch on some thumbtacks.
What?
Idiot.
Idiot. I
Gotcha.
haven't heard thumbtack since like second grade.
I couldn't think of
Oh my
anything.
gosh. Did you guys ever do like the red light, green light, like yellow light
Mhm.
thing where you like if you were bad you had to like like flip your card to yellow.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like one,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, bro. I was always on red.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know,
always on
talking you
green.
get punished for.
right.
And that wasn't my strong suit, was to be quiet. Like I always missed recess. It was always like, oh, who's red today? All of you sit in silence for 15 minutes. I was like, bro,
That's rough.
I know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It doesn't surprise me though. Okay.
Tell me why mom is literally walking up to your door right now.
Oh no,
She's here?
I told her she could come and just like hang out while we recorded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like that. I recognize that hair anywhere.
Oh yeah, she's got big hair.
Here she is.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I'll read my other story. I think she's just gonna sit in and
Listen.
Like, not. Yeah, she's not gonna be on camera, but she's just gonna listen to us talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. About 19 years ago, 3-year-old me, my mom, and my dad came home to find our cat Nubs missing. The entire family turns the entire apartment upside down, but no trace of our cat is found. Mom, you can come. Okay. Sorry. I'm like, come on, Mom. Okay, but no trace of our cat is found. My mom decides to even make missing flyer posters, even though all the doors and windows were locked at the time. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months. Finally, she comes to terms with the fact that our cat has gone, disappeared.
Yeah.
Cut to last year. Okay, so literally 19 years. Okay, cut to last year. My grandma out of the blue says that she's the one that lost Nubs. She says while we were out shopping, she decided to go to the mall across the street and took my baby stroller to hold extra bags. When she was in the middle of the mall, Nubs, unbeknownst to her, wakes up and jumps out of the bottom mesh pouch under the seat and takes off in the mall. My grandma, being too nervous and scared to ask for help, just leaves the store and our cat out there. Cue us coming home like half an hour after she gets back from the mall. She helped us look for this cat too. It makes me hysterically emotional to think about what happened to my mom's favorite cat. And this is the story of our cat, how he one day vanished out of the blue into thin air, and now we finally have the answer.
Oh my gosh. Poor grandma.
Oh my
was so
gosh.
embarrassed.
Sometimes you just gotta commit, bro. Like,
she was committed.
She
Yeah.
committed to the story for 19 years.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a long time.
yeah.
Man, and Nubs too.
Nubs.
not
I wonder if there's a
Nubs.
reason they call them Nubs.
Probably was
oh
missing.
my gosh. Remember when mom's neighbor,
Her name was Eve.
her name was Eve, and she was a cat, okay? We always would watch her, like me and Lindsay. And then like one day she became a tripod, bro.
Yeah, she literally lost
3
a
legs.
leg, and then they'd still have her have you guys watch
Yeah.
her,
Uh-huh.
and then instead of Eve, everyone called her tripod.
Yeah.
She only had 3 legs. And then her story just gets worse. One day they I think they put rat poisoning out, or they put poisoning for animals out around their house, and
That's how she died.
Yeah,
That's how
they
she
found
died.
her in the lawn, dead,
Oh my gosh,
because
that's
they think
horrible.
that she ate the poisoning that
Mhm.
workers put out. Isn't that so sad? Apparently, mom found Eve walked up in dead tripod.
Dead tripod.
That's so sad.
So
It's
sad.
really
She was a
sad.
queen.
Yeah. Okay, I have another story. This one is called The Sandwich. And let's see. Okay. A couple of weeks ago, my fiance asked me to get takeaway, British.
So takeout?
Yep.
Okay.
Because she was too tired to cook. She is a nurse and she was still recovering after having COVID, caught from the ward at work. I went to Greg's after work, which is a restaurant. I had a voucher where I could get a second sandwich for free that is identical to my first order. I ordered us tuna crunch baguettes. I
Ugh,
forgot that.
First mistake.
I know, gross.
The heck?
I forgot that she's allergic to several types of fish and shellfish, including tuna. It was an honest mistake on my part, but she flipped out. I offered to cook for her. I was going to let it go because she was just getting over being sick, but she was still mad the next day and left our flat to go stay with one of her mates.
Oh, over a tuna sandwich?
Besides the tuna,
I guess she tried to kill her.
well,
Yeah, honestly.
besides the tuna, she was also upset that I couldn't recite her usual Greg's order by heart or her order from another one of our regular takeaways, even though she knew mine. She has a better memory than I do because she needs it for after her work. She hasn't returned and says that she's reconsidering our relationship over a sandwich. She says the sandwich is just a symptom, but that's absurd. I made a mistake forgetting her allergy, but I don't believe it's something to end the relationship over. She was disappointed when I got home and told her what sandwiches I bought, but I didn't think that it would be something she'd leave me over. My family and even my mates say that I'm right and this is absurd. For her to be considering our relationship because of a sandwich. The one time I spoke to her since she left, she says her family all agrees with her. Our lease is up at the end of the month, and she told me to go on ahead without her if I want to stay in our flat. I do love her. I want to marry her, and this is completely absurd to me, and I can't believe it.
It's the bare minimum, man. It's the principle.
It's about being observant.
yeah.
And like, you're not being observant. And like, I don't know.
It's just the bare minimum. Like, you should know that your girlfriend is allergic to all fish.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think you forget that.
yeah.
And like I feel like it's probably the breaking point. That's probably the fourth time he's brought her the wrong
that's
sandwich.
the thing. It's
Yeah.
probably happened multiple
Yeah,
times,
and then
and she's just let it go.
Yeah.
And this was,
And now she's like, do you even know me?
yeah.
yeah. It's about, with girls, it's about the little things. With guys,
Yeah.
it's like, oh,
Like,
what's
it's
the
just
big
a
deal?
sandwich.
Yeah.
No,
It's
it's not just a sandwich.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not.
Yeah. Do you guys remember?
Like, you don't care about me, you don't love
yeah.
me, you don't know me.
Literally.
Dang.
You'd rather have a sandwich than me.
We watched this show growing up where the girls, I think it was her cat died, and like she was sad about it, but she didn't like show it. But then they ran out of milk, and then she cried over the fact that they ran out of milk.
What
but
is this show?
it was Drop Dead Diva. It doesn't really matter.
Oh, yeah.
But they like ran out of milk, but she
Fantastic
wasn't
show.
crying about the milk. She was crying about the fact that her cat died.
Right,
you know,
right.
Yes.
like there's
But it's
got
the
to be
last thing that set her off.
right.
Mhm.
But the sandwich is just a compilation of the
Yes.
fact that you don't care about her.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Ugh, I
It's
feel
not that
for
hard
her.
to have a note in your phone and write some things down about your girlfriend. It's not that hard. Now,
Mhm.
do you have to have every single place memorized? No. But
No.
just a few things,
Yeah.
I don't know, especially a sandwich.
If he doesn't, someone else will.
No, literally. If
Exactly.
he wanted to, he would.
Literally.
Or he should have just got her a new sandwich, been like, oh, she can't have this. Can
Yeah.
I get a new one?
Right.
Like,
He did. He said
He
that
didn't
he
want
offered
her
to
to
cook for her
To make her something because she
Yeah.
was sick. But
oh.
still, he should have honestly DoorDashed something immediately.
from Greg's.
From Greg's.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, she probably found someone who will never mess up her sandwich order ever.
Very true.
Jeez.
Abba is the fourth podcast
Oh, I
member.
I know, for real.
Yeah. Always.
Okay. This one is called Bark and Be Gone.
Did you wait, Danielle? Did you name all these?
Yeah.
Of
Bro.
Oh, of course.
I had to so I could kind of remember
Yeah, like what they're about.
because I eliminated some
Right.
as I was going through.
Where do I start? How do I begin? To be honest, it's a non-issue for me, but I thought to share my amusement with a lot of you. Some background. Ezra, my ex, male, 40-ish, and I, female, 36. Split in 2018 when after about 6 months in, he started to show some red flags here and there. I ran for the hills, got over him, found my person, and am overall happier in life. That's now. Then I focused on work. Him on his new girlfriend. That lasted maybe 8 months. Their breakup also started the calls. First for support, but they soon evolved into
There's some language that you need to filter through. You can do it.
Okay, I have to think of a synonym for this word. First for support, but they soon evolved into bad ranting sessions I wasn't in the mood for. It got so bad and I had to block him. The emails started coming. I blocked him there too. In the meantime, I moved with my man 2 blocks away from my best friend and within a mile from Ezra's baby mama. I was on my way home from BFF's. Lovely night. I'm all tipsy and happy, headphones in, walking, dancing through the streets. Wow, that sounds so fun. When all of a sudden, a wild Ezra appeared with a kid, now 13, in tow. I don't know what the heck in tow means. Since I didn't hear him calling me, he decided to rip one of my headphones and started yelling this and that. Basically rubbish on how I destroyed his relationship. Never met the girl, so witchcraft it is. And now I'm a huge female dog. Well, so I started barking and kept barking, rising the volume to match his. People were staring, but I'm too tipsy, so I DGAF. I don't give a frick. Lucky for him, a clever boy, he got quiet so quickly. Looked around and left. Eureka. What the heck? What? Eureka?
Yeah.
It says
She wrote Eureka. It's kind of weird.
Like, like screaming?
No, she's saying like Eureka. Like, thank goodness he's gone.
What?
Yeah, it actually kind of means like it means I struck gold. Like I'm lucky.
Yeah. Keep reading, Lex.
Anyways, Eureka. Something works. Since then, every time Ezra bothers me in public, I just bark at him and loudly till he runs away. Oh, I did not get that story until the end.
What? She literally barked at him.
Oh.
Like you're talking to me?
Yeah.
Talk to me? No, yeah. Okay, you're supposed to be Ezra. I was supposed
I
to
know,
be the
but
barker.
I like
Lexi
doing the
likes
animal
barking.
sounds.
She
yeah,
does.
especially on the podcast.
I just thought that was so funny. Like,
No, it's very
this guy was
funny.
bothering her and she's just like, I'm just going to try barking.
Yeah.
And it worked.
It was funny. I was just trying to get around the colorful language that I was thinking a lot.
Yeah.
That's what people say. Like you're supposed to act like a crazy person, and then people will leave you alone.
Yeah, honestly.
It worked. Okay, let me read my story. I've got like a few options. Okay. So me and my brother are fraternal twins. My stepmom passed away due to breast cancer when we were around 15 years old. She was like a second mother to us and had been around since we were very young, since we were 5. Now fast forward to our junior year of college. I attended a school in upstate New York while he attended a university in the state of Florida. One night I woke up in a sweat with tears coming down my eyes. I had the most vivid dream. I was in a house with my stepmom and she was there. I knew she had passed in the dream, which was the first time I've had a dream like that. She hugged me and told me how handsome I had become and that she loved me. I woke up drenched in sweat thinking WTF was that. I didn't say anything to anyone and went to class. As I'm walking back to my apartment after class, I get a call from my brother. His first words were, I know this is going to sound weird, but I had the most vivid dream about our stepmom last night.
Dude.
The hairs on the back of my neck stood up as he went on to describe the same exact dream that I had just experienced the night prior. We've never had a twin moment like this, but I don't really know what to make of it. And it's always been a story that I've wanted to tell.
That's crazy.
Dude, that is so crazy. Twins are crazy to me.
Twins
Yeah.
have the same DNA.
They do.
Well,
Identical
twins,
twins.
not fraternal.
Yeah. But the fact that they have the same dream the same night.
Yeah.
I've even heard sometimes with, well, these are fraternal twins, but with identical twins, if one of them like lives across the country and one of them gets like really, really sad, the other one will just randomly start feeling really, really sad and they can't figure out why.
Yeah.
And then they call them and they're like, yeah, and they figure it out. It's so weird.
You know, identical twins are like can get away with a lot more crimes because unless they leave like a fingerprint or like a tongue print behind, like there's no actual way to prove which one of the twins did it.
Yeah, because their DNA is the same.
Yeah. There's
Wow.
actually a Scooby-Doo episode about it.
Actually,
Oh.
you're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Are you sure that's valid then?
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo, Lexi.
Well, I saw a TikTok on it, so obviously it's
Oh,
real.
okay. So Scooby-Doo and TikTok, great sources, .edu, .org.
But yeah, I'm
the
gonna
same
cite
vibe.
that right now.
Okay, this is my favorite story.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Tell us.
This one is called The Impressive Steak. Okay. Last night, Lexi, are you locked in?
Bro, I'm locked.
Okay. Last night, my wife's boss from her brand new job invited us over for dinner. Sorry. On the drive over, my wife reiterated multiple times to me just how important it was to make a good impression. I scoffed and arrogantly informed my silly wife that I always make good impressions. My wife's boss is a single lady in her 50s, so it was just the three of us. We chit-chatted over drinks and salads and seemed to really be hitting it off. She laughed at my well-timed, perfectly appropriate jokes, and my wife seemed pleased. Soon, she brought out the main course, a nice, big, juicy steak for each of us. As I began to cut into my steak, I was discouraged to discover how undercooked the steak was. Now, I have had my fair share of rare steak. I prefer medium, but I can handle rare. This was several minutes on a hot grill short of rare. I probably could have resuscitated the cow had I tried. Instead, I sat there fidgeting with my knife and fork, worrying about how I was going to get away with not eating this steak. Could I claim veganism? No, I had already feigned great enthusiasm upon seeing the steak. Just then, our hostess excused herself to the kitchen to take care of some dessert preparations. As I looked across the fancy dining room table at the open window of this third-story apartment, a cartoon light bulb appeared above my head. I knew I had to be decisive. Realizing that she could return at any moment, I committed. I grabbed the steak with my hand, gently shook off the juice, and executed a perfect throw right through the center of the open window.
Oh my gosh.
Here's the big time FU. The window was not open. It was the cleanest window that you have ever seen in your whole life.
Oh my gosh.
That is until my mostly raw slab of steak slammed up against it and slowly slid down, leaving a trail of bloody juice in its wake. My wife, whose steak was a nice medium rare and was unaware of my predicament, turned, jaw dropped, and stared at me like I was an alien from another planet. This then slowly morphed into more of a, there is no place on this planet you can ever hide from me expression of demonic anger.
Oh my gosh.
My wife's boss heard the thud of steak on the window impact and came quickly. She took in the scene, the steak sitting on the windowsill, the blood trail, my empty plate, and then gave me an inquisitive, puzzled look. I just didn't know what to say. It felt like a minute of silence, but it was probably only 3 or 4 seconds. Finally, the best I could manage was, I'm so sorry. I am such a klutz. I don't know. I was just cutting it and it slipped. Just ask my wife. I really am a klutz. Right, honey? No help coming from that direction. I will clean this up. I can't believe this. I am so sorry, etc., etc. Both women continued to stare at me like I had escaped from the loony bin as I smeared the blood around the window with my cloth napkin, dusted off the steak, and continued to mutter my incoherent explanation. I knew no one was buying the story. I knew what I had to do. I sheepishly returned to my seat and proceeded to eat every bite of that disgusting, cold, chewy, bloody, raw steak. I remained pretty quiet the rest of the evening. My wife's only 2 words since the incident are, I'm fine.
Oh my gosh.
So funny.
Okay, I am picturing, let's say the steak makes it out the window.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 floors up. They walk outside to leave, and the
there's a
steak
steak,
is on the
yes.
ground.
On the sidewalk.
There's
Yeah.
no winning.
No.
Just tell the person to make it less rare.
Well, like, yeah, was everyone else's steak super rare? That's what I think. Like, was everyone else like, ew, this steak? Like, or was his the only bad one?
I think his was the only bad one because he said that his wife continued to eat her medium rare steak,
Yeah.
but his was
Oh.
super rare. So I'm wondering if he
Yeah.
put in orders, like if he said, I want my steak rare,
Right.
but she made it like super rare.
Ugh.
That just feels like something like I could see myself getting in a predicament like
Yeah.
that. So I don't have to like confront the waiter and be like, "Can you send this back?" Like I'll just be like, "Okay, I have the steak. How do I handle this?"
I can throw it out the window.
Yeah.
That's actually so funny.
I know. When I read the story originally, I did think of you, Cassidy. I was like, this is literally something Cassidy would do.
Oh, no.
Probably not throwing it out the window, but
Hiding it in a napkin.
putting it in your purse, like
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
The purse,
Mhm.
and then
So
just
that-
chuck the whole purse away.
anything to avoid confrontation. Cassidy
Yeah.
would do it. Yeah.
This is true.
So I just also loved how quick like his decision process was okay, she's gone. What am I gonna do? And just like throws it. I don't know. It's so funny.
That's so funny.
Yeah. All right, Lex.
It's your turn.
It's your turn.
Wait, I don't know why you're sitting here
Yeah.
like
I don't know. I was just I forgot. I go next.
she's like looking at us smiling.
Uh-huh.
Read.
Well, no, I had a joke, but I didn't know if it was funny, so I didn't
Oh.
say it.
Dang.
Okay, I'll say it. It was just like I was gonna say, good thing your windows are dirty. You don't have to worry about people throwing steak out of them. They will not mistake that glass for clean.
On the pod.
Okay, it's only funny because
it's
I
funny.
didn't say that.
It's only funny because mom literally
Yeah.
has beef with my windows.
Yeah, she
And,
thinks
like,
they're dirty.
She thinks they're dirty. She's sitting in the other room. She's probably looking at them being like, when can I clean
I
these?
know. And Cassidy was just like, it's so rude. Like, don't tell someone that their windows are
Well,
dirty.
she didn't tell you your windows were dirty. She said, Cassidy, let me know when you'd like me to come over and clean your windows.
Oh,
I
come
would
on.
love to do it for
Yes.
you.
Still.
When I haven't blinked twice at my windows.
I know.
Like that's not a single thought that's ever crossed my mind. And honestly still doesn't.
Yeah.
I know. I
still
don't even
look at
think they're
them.
that dirty.
Yeah. I
They're
don't
fine.
think they are.
No.
Anyways, I just wanted to say that. Okay, this one is creepy teacher. High school junior year, first day of class. Teacher walks in. It's an older, wrinkly guy with a stash. A little weird looking. His shirt is only tucked in on one side. Everyone is just getting the wrong vibe from this guy. Like, he's not all there in the head. He's got a manic look in his eyes. He's creepy. He starts going through attendance, not looking up the whole time. Then he gets to my name, starts to say it, then stops. Looks up, scans the room, looks directly at me. Ah, Mr. 102194. I'm glad you're here. How's your family? Is your little sister still playing the piano? Is the model ship still on your dresser? Is your room still blue? I'm shocked, mortified. I can't find the words to respond. This creeper has just described my family. In the room I sleep in at night.
Ew.
Ah, of course it is. It's only been, what, a week? Then he goes back to attendance. Panics were had that day. But anyway, the next day, just anyway. Like, let's just move on. Like, what do you mean? I would literally go to the police. But anyway, the next day, I found out the old crazy guy is my uncle's best friend. And they and my dad decided to pull a prank on me on my first day. The teacher wasn't so crazy looking the rest of the year. He shaved the pedo stash, which he grew specifically for the prank, apparently. Dressed better, stopped making his eye twitch, etc. I have to admit, it was a good prank, even if I was terrified of being murdered for a day or two. Bro, that's not even a prank.
That's the dedication. Have you seen New Girl where Winston like he either goes above and beyond for a prank like that, it's like weeks
Yeah.
of planning, or it's like the smallest thing, like he'll switch the candles on your mantle and like
No,
expect
he
you to
only
notice.
goes above and beyond.
No, there-
spends years.
No, and then he does like these small little things, and people are like, "What? You pranked me? I didn't even notice." I swear. Isn't
Yeah, I
that how
think-
it is?
I think
I
that
don't remember
is-
that. I only remember the super extravagant
Yeah.
ones.
Well, Anyway, that's kind of reminds me of it's like the long game.
Yeah.
prank.
Winston's my favorite character.
I know,
in New
same.
Girl.
He's so funny. Okay, maybe we should just do one more or two more stories.
Yeah.
Okay. Just because we're close on time.
Okay.
Okay, this is my last one. My dad went to secondary school with John Lennon and was a couple years older than him. John Lennon is from the Beatles. Do you know this?
Yes.
Cool.
No, she didn't.
My dad
Yes, I did. Gosh.
My dad was known for playing the drums and being quite musical, and one day John asks him whether he'd like to be a drummer in a band he's forming. My dad was keen, but my granny said he needed to prioritize studying, so he didn't join. The band formed and were called the Quarrymen, and I think a guy named Colin was the drummer instead of my dad, who I believe was later replaced by Pete Pete Best and then Ringo as they changed to the Silver Beatles and then the Beatles. I like to imagine that in an alternative universe, my dad said yes, and that was history. I don't even mind that I wouldn't have been born if this had been the outcome. He really deserved to have that lifetime.
Dang.
Isn't that crazy?
She
That
almost
is
was a
crazy.
Nepo baby.
I know.
It's crazy how much one decision can
Change your
alter
life.
your entire life.
Yeah.
Like you have two possible lives
Yeah.
that could have been.
I think about that all the time.
Like the alternative realities that you
Mhm.
could
Yeah.
have.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I do think about that too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like, I could have been an actress, but here I am.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, yeah, when I was a little kid.
If I would have kept posting on my my hair YouTube channel,
You
I
would have
actually
what?
think
Became an influencer?
I would have become Chris Appleton.
Oh. No, because what mom took me and Lindsay to these like talent auditions when we were kids.
I remember.
And Lindsay was wanted for modeling. But
Mm.
I like freaking rude, okay? But I was wanted for my voice. They said I had like a cute little voice in my personality.
Did they say cute little or cute annoying?
I don't really remember the specifics.
I wish we could play a video of Lexi talking when she was little because it
there are
was
definitely videos, but
Yeah, we have videos.
yeah, that's true. You got I feel like you could have gone big.
yeah.
But then you
here
would
we
have been a
are.
crazy child star who like got
That's so
addicted to
true.
drugs and
True.
It's true.
But
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Now here I am.
on a podcast.
Talking. Full life circle.
Yeah.
Red light
Red light.
What?
All right. You guys.
from your elementary school. Red light.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just didn't get what that had to do with what.
Talking.
Oh, got it.
Wow.
Sorry.
You guys ready for the last story?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. This one's called Aunt Karen. Okay. My family loves to overshare. This lack of filter sometimes has the tendency to get people into trouble because not all the information is provided, even when it is meant harmlessly. My parents are a bit older, and I was talking to my dad the other day on the phone because his birthday dinner was in a few days. I asked how my mom was doing, and he goes on to tell me a story about how my mom and Aunt Karen were at the store and the cashier made a mistake. My aunt went off on the cashier and asked to see the manager. My mom was mortified and tried to calm her down, but she wasn't having it. I then mentioned to my dad, that is such a Karen thing. He goes on to say, yeah, your aunt does that a lot. I tell him that's the funny part. The Karen meme is a real thing. It's when an entitled, typically white, woman gets angry at the smallest mistake and asks for the manager. My dad found this hilarious, and I explain in more detail. I send him a few links to sites explaining it online. He finds all of this hilarious, and she even has the Karen hairstyle. This sends him down the Google Images rabbit hole, and the next few days, he sends me random memes of Karens doing Karen stuff and adding, your aunt did this last week, or I think this one is about your aunt. This leads up to his birthday dinner with my extended family. My dad's birthday dinner is going well. Everybody is having a good time, good food, drinks, etc. Suddenly, my aunt, sitting a few seats down from me, leans forward and shouts down the table, hey, what's this whole thing about making a meme about me? She's talking to the girl. Huh? I respond. She then tells me my dad sent her all of these memes about things she has done. He didn't give her the context that it's a generic name or a generic meme from the internet, and that's what it's about. Now my aunt thinks I made all of these memes about her real life events. At this point, the entire family thinks I created this meme on the internet about my aunt's antics in public. There is a back and forth discussion about it being really rude of me. She is pulling a Karen and starts chewing me out. Meanwhile, I am looking at my dad like, come on, back me up here. My dad finally steps in and says this was just a random viral internet thing and I didn't make up any of these behind my aunt's back. That story reminds me of Dad, and that is why I thought it was so funny.
She's a Karen about the Karen memes.
Yeah.
That's just
It's funny because old people don't get memes.
Yeah.
They think it's
Yeah.
all about.
They feel personally victimized by everything.
yeah.
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 That's true.
Uh-huh.
That was good.
Yeah, that was
I
funny.
thought it was funny.
No, it's funny.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, that's it.
That's it for that.
Those are our
episode.
stories.
Mm-hmm.
This was funny.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed our Reddit stories. Maybe we'll do it again sometime.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for listening, and we will see you guys back next week Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.